welcome to this morning's session on communication and connecting with the communities we serve. So for those of you who were in yesterday's session on ethics and trust in publishing, I would imagine that it certainly got you thinking, and possibly at points feeling perhaps a bit indignant and misunderstood. There are no doubt that in some quarters there is that misunderstanding and that lack of trust in the communities we serve. And this session is about engagement. Now, engagement's been a real buzzword in communications and in marketing for quite some time. But what we really mean here is very simple. We're talking about talking and about listening and having conversations with your users and sharing information about your activities and views, but also really listening to the customers that we serve and understanding their priorities, their ideas and their opinions. And personally, I think it's a lot easier to reach understanding when you're having a conversation rather than trading missives on Twitter, fun as that can be. So you're going to hear two short talks from people who are doing just that, who are really engaging with the communities we serve. First of all, we're going to hear from Tom Reller from Elsevier, who has very much been at the front line of some of those conversations over the last couple of years. And then Amy Burke from Palgrave Macmillan is going to talk about how they've been engaging with their communities and how much they've achieved in just over a year that they've been doing that. So with that, I'll hand over to Tom to talk you through.
All right, great. Thanks, Grace. Good morning, everyone. Great, yeah, as Grace said, I'm Tom Reller, the head of corporate relations and spokesperson for Elsevier. I'm in charge of the company's external communications and all of our channels and programs. That is, unless I say something stupid, ridiculous, or insulting, in which case I am not me, I am this guy. And like I said, I represent Elsevier in the wonderful world of social media. And I should note that I'm a famous. Not according to me, but apparently according to the Yell at Famous People Twitter channel. I'm on their radar screen. Like I said, I represent Elsevier in the wonderful world of social media. Wait, that's not Elsevier, that's the fake Elsevier. I work, of course, for the real Elsevier. Wait, no, that doesn't look right either. But it doesn't matter. You all know I work for a small, modest Dutch publishing company. Kidding. That doesn't look right either. You know, I'm beginning to wonder if there's actually a social media profile for Elsevier that actually truly does reflect our values. Wait, I found it. Okay. All right. So more seriously, I'm glad to talk briefly about our company's experience with going all in, so to speak, on social media over the past 2 years. And I'm glad to say that despite some of the nonsense we've been subjected to on the slides I've just shown you and elsewhere, our overall experience has been incredibly positive. This is an image of our Elsevier Connect homepage. Elsevier Connect serves as the hub for our company's social communications. We write great stories about science here, as well as address various issues or questions about our business. Many of you may recall that when the boycott broke out, this is how we used to communicate our perspective in dry corporate statements posted on our website. Very one-directional. There's no dialogue or engagement taking place here. When we did want to engage in dialogue, we had to do it in hostile environments, such as this. So we made a decision to create our own community and speak directly to our own audiences and create a content engine of stories that brings our people and business to life. Traffic to the site has actually been pretty strong, I think. We're currently averaging around 75,000 unique visitors and 100,000 page views per month. And as you can see, that peaked at 118,000 unique visitors and 152,000 page views in November. As a point of reference, Retraction Watch averages about 100,000 unique viewers and 500,000 page views per month. And the Scholarly Kitchen averages around 115,000 page views per month. So we're up there, and we've only been at this for a little over 2 years. I should note that our traffic is not driven. I should note that our traffic is not driven by the issues we're addressing. It's driven by the science stories that we're publishing. This is a list of the top 10 articles from this past March. And the article on fracking on top is routinely at the top of the list due to the high Google search ranking results on Elsevier.com. The one corporate issue we dealt with in the month is way further down on the list, the systems journey on open access. The most widely viewed article so far was a story related to medical marijuana. Go figure. This had about 61,000 page views. Conversely, an article that we wrote in December about the takedown notices only had about 4,000 page views. And in case you're wondering, I'm entirely okay with that. A couple of points I wanted to make about the site that we're particularly proud of is one is that we're seeing real engagement and dialogue on the site. Real people having real discussions about science. This is an image of stories with the number of comments to each of those stories on Elsevier Connect, but I should add that we actually even have more dialogue over on our Facebook page. Second is that we're far more coordinated internally because of Elsevier Connect. We use it to line up campaigns with the journal's marketing teams, with the editorial relationship teams, and the corporate-led campaigns. Third is we actually really like how we use this for author relations by asking them to contribute to the site. And actually, around 35% of our articles are written by people who don't work for Elsevier. This book author has written on current events on several occasions. He actually told us that he was invited to testify on Capitol Hill because a congressional staffer ran a Google search on the Boston bombings and found his article on Elsevier Connect. We are proud to write about industry initiatives on our site. And another point is we're really particularly proud of using the site recently to cross-market other organization initiatives. For example, this article written by the UN Deputy Secretary on a UN initiative to promote toilet use around the world. Like I said, we do use it to address unpleasant issues at times, sometimes in excruciating detail. But it's important and helpful that we do this. And that kind of leads me to my closing point, which is that as great as I think that Elsevier Connect is, and I know that it's helping us a great deal, I actually don't think it helps the entire industry if we're the only company that's doing this. It's essential that more companies and societies embrace social media, all the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes with it. It doesn't actually need to be at the same scale. For example, Wiley is doing a great job on their site with presumably far fewer resources than we're putting towards Elsevier Connect. So with that, I'll welcome any feedback on what we're doing, and I'll be glad to talk to anyone about how you can get your own organization started on social media. Thanks.